All right, question for you. Manual cars and automatic cars, which ones are better? Manual transmission, yes, and automatic transmission, which one is better? You don't know? Well, if you don't know, I've got your back because that's what we're going to be discussing in this video. Manual cars and automatic cars, which ones are better? Well, to know that, we are going to be putting them head to head in these different categories. Which one is easier to drive? Which one is more fun to drive? Which one is easier and cheaper to maintain? Which is more reliable? Which is more durable? And in the end, which one is better overall? And by the end of the video, we are going to find out. And to find out, you have to watch the video to the end. Well, I am Meno and this is my YouTube channel, and in this channel we talk cars and all things cars. I am that interested, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Watch this video to the end, and if you like it, give the video a thumbs up. And with that said, thank you for tuning in, and let's get the video started. Now I'm starting off with number one. Which one is easier to drive? Well, this is where the automatic cars shine, and it's not even close one bit. You see, automatic cars, they come with two pedals, one for the accelerator and one for the brakes. No clutch pedal, which means you don't have to engage the clutch before shifting into any gear, and you don't even have to shift the gears yourself. The car does it automatically for you as a below speed. There is no like solid direct connection between the engine and the gearbox, and that alone eliminates all the extra effort and stress that comes with driving manual cars. And on the other hand, we have manual cars. They come with three pedals: the accelerator, the brake, and the clutch. You have to clutch before shifting into any gears, and yes, you are going to be shifting the gears manually yourself. And not to mention the great number of risk that comes with driving manual cars if you do anything stupid in them, like money shifting, like shifting from a high gear to a lower gear at high speed and dumping the clutch, like stuff of that nature. And just to simply put it, you are going to be putting more effort to drive manual cars than automatic cars, and it's going to require a high level of driving skill, patience, and precision in order to learn and be able to drive them. While in automatic cars, all those extra effort and stress are eliminated. Like they are pretty easy to learn and drive. Like someone can just jump in them like this week, by next week they can drive themselves around. Like it's that easy, and you can even drive them with one leg to show you how easy it is to drive these cars. So in terms of which one is easy among the two to drive, well, it's by far the automatic cars. And now coming over to number two, and that's which one is more fun. Well, this is where the table turns, like dramatically. This is where the table turns around. You see, when we're talking about fun, we have to consider factors like sound, like how responsive is the car, how like fast is the car, how engaging and how easy is it to drive. And the manual cars, they tick most of these boxes. You see, starting off with number one, sound. You see, manual cars, they have this way of breaking the engine sound, like breaking, like pausing the engine sound and then building it up again. Because if the engine were to rev from 0 to like max RPM, it's not going to like be that like pleasing. But manual cars have this way of like cutting off the engine sound and building it up again, and makes it so pleasant to the human ears. Like, but on the other hand, automatic cars, they can also like cut the engine sound, like those automatic cars with torque converters, they can like, they have this way of cutting the engine sound as well, but it's not as sharp and crisp as manual transmission cars. Take a listen to an automatic car and take a listen to a manual car. The manual car sounds well, right? Now, as for which one has the most response, like is more responsive than the other, you see, in automatic cars, there is still like I said earlier, there's still like solid direct connection between the engine and the gearbox. Rather, they rely on torque converter to use oil pressure to make torque, and in the process of using oil pressure to make torque, a good amount of energy is lost in the process. So, like, you don't get that instant kick you get with manual cars or electric cars in automatic cars with torque converters. Rather, the ride is a lot smoother. But with manual cars, as long as the clutch disc is squeezing the clutch plate against the flywheel, like you have a direct drive at that point, and you can get this instant kick from manual cars than in automatic cars. And that also affects the sound as well, like we mentioned earlier. And in terms of which one is going to be more responsive, well, is the manual cars. And in terms of which one is going to be faster, well, like we've mentioned earlier, the direct drive of the manual cars gives it an advantage over the automatic cars. But you can make the argument that automatic cars are built and designed to shift faster at the right time and at the right RPM. But the same argument can be made for manual cars with someone who has mastered the art of shifting. In similar cars, the race is going to be interesting, but I'm putting my money on the manual cars. Now, which one is more easier to drive and engaging? Well, like we've established earlier that automatic cars are far easier to drive, to learn and drive. But that does not mean that manual cars are hard to drive. In fact, when you've mastered driving like manual cars, you're not going to take it to be hard anymore. You're not going to like take it to be hard anymore. In fact, that extra effort you put into driving a manual car is going to make it like 10 times more fun. Like, bearing in mind, knowing that everything that the car does, every action that the car takes, and everything, like every single thing the car does, is based on your input. That alone adds a whole new layer of fun to the whole experience. And in terms of which one is more fun to drive overall, well, it's by far the manual cars. Now, which is easier to maintain? Well, sign up with automatic transmission. You see, automatic transmissions, they are very complicated, complex, and on top of that, they are very delicate. They come with a whole lot of sensors, like programs and complicated components that you wouldn't find in manual transmissions. And not to mention, they can be picky with oil. Like, they can be very picky with oil. You can't just buy any roadside oil, even though it's sealed oil, like good oil. Like, you can't just buy any oil and put it inside your automatic transmission. You have to use the prescribed oil by your mechanic or the manufacturer. And most of the times, those oil are very expensive. But you have to do it because if you do otherwise, well, something might go wrong with your gearbox. I'll tell you that. And sometimes it's going to be needing replacing. And replacing automatic transmissions can be very expensive. Very expensive. And with them being more complex and complicated, the maintenance on them are going to be really expensive because you see, mechanics, they don't mess with automatic transmission. And if you find anyone who is who has enough balls to risk it and fix it, best believe you're going to pay now a whole lot more for that service. Believe me. On the other hand, we have manual transmission. You see, manual transmissions are far less complicated than automatic transmissions. Like, they are not that picky with oil. You can just buy any sealed, like any good oil, and put it inside your manual transmission, and they're good to go. Nothing too crazy, nothing too extraordinary. And not to mention that they're also easier to access and also easier to fix. And if you're wondering where I got my facts from, well, I am a mechanic myself. Yes, we deal with heavy duty diesel trucks and we are around auto mechanics and we see them all the time. Like, we deal with manual transmissions and automatic transmissions all the time. But on my own side, you see these manual transmissions, they can die. Like, they literally can die. If something goes wrong in them, just like they just replace the broken components and everything is as good as new. They literally can't die. And being less complicated and less like delicate, they are also easier and also cheaper to fix. So in terms of which one is easier and cheaper to maintain, well, it's by far the manual transmissions. And now, which one is more reliable? Well, this is where they get really close. Like, this is the closest they're ever gonna get. Because in this round, I'll call it a draw because both are really reliable. You see, come rain, come sun, come winter, come summer, they're both there to service. Anytime you call on them, they are mostly reliable. But I'm a little bit hesitant with automatic transmissions when it comes to water because we know electronics and water are not that good buddies. But as long as you keep it clean, you drive safe because no one will see a huge body of water and just drive into it, right? Am I right? All jokes aside, as long as you keep it clean, you drive safe, you don't drive into any huge body of water, you're good. And in manual cars, as long as you don't do anything stupid in them, like you don't like do anything stupid, you are good as well. Both are really reliable. And in terms of which one is more reliable in this category, I'll call this category a draw. And now, Which one is more durable? Which one lasts longer? Well, there is a reason. There's a good reason why we see 20, 30, and even 40 years old cars like with manual transmission still driving around today. You know why? Because they are standing the test of time, and so is their manual transmissions. You see, manual transmissions back then are way, way simpler and way, way more rigid that they last a really, really long time. Like, you don't have anything complicated, are just strong as bones. Like, they're just rigid. They're there and they last a really, really long time. On the other hand, automatic transmissions, they can be really, really picky with oil. Like, they are really, really complicated. And if one thing goes wrong, every other thing goes wrong. And the thing is that when one thing goes wrong and people try to fix it, in the process of fixing it, everything goes wrong. Like, in the process of fixing it, everything goes wrong. Like, that's just the problem with automatic transmissions. Like, they're really, really complex. So in terms of which one lasts longer, well, manual cars last a whole lot longer. Well, on a good use, automatic transmissions, they can last like a long time. But as we've seen so far from what we see around, manual cars last a lot longer and they are far, far more durable than automatic transmission. You see, my dad's friend owns this scrapyard business, like this scrapyard business. And when we go there, we see tons, tons of transmissions there. And I tell you this, if there are 50 transmissions there, 10 are going to the manual and the rest 40 are automatic transmissions. That goes to show you like which party breaks more. Like, automatic transmissions, they break, like we see a lot of them there, they break a lot, like very, very often they break. But manual transmissions, they break as well. They break as well, but it's not as often as automatic transmissions. That goes to show you which one is more reliable and more durable than the other. So in terms of which one is more durable and lasts a lot longer, well, it's the manual transmission cars. And now finally, which is the better transmission overall, the manual or the automatic? Well, from what we've seen so far, the manual transmission is far more fun. It's also easier and cheaper to maintain. It's reliable and far more durable than the automatic transmission, and that in turn makes it the better transmission across the board. So there you have it. The winner is a manual transmission car. But we also have to give the credit to the automatic transmission. You see, they are far easier to learn and drive, and to some people, that's all that matters. And to some extent, that's all that should matter. They are also reliable and they can last a long time under good use. In my opinion, I think automatic transmissions are one of the greatest. Like, it's one of the greatest inventions in automotive history. They've given so many people the opportunity to drive again. You see, one day I was going to work and I saw a man working in the transport sector with a Toyota Sienna, and the man only has one leg. Yes, that man only has one leg. And for some reason, that made me so happy to know that, yes, that man with one leg still has the opportunity to work and earn a living off of it. Like, that's one of the sweetest things about automatic transmission. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you love the automatic transmission or like maybe the manual transmissions, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. And if there's anything you think I missed out in the video, let me know in the comments down below. But remember, not everyone that drives an automatic car can drive a manual, but everyone that drives a manual transmission car can drive an automatic car. And with that, we've come to the end of the video, guys. So if you like the video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more, and share the video with your friends and family if you think they're going to enjoy it as well. And with all that said, thank you for watching and thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out and stay safe.